What's going on, guys? It's MadManPlant. We are back here with another podcast. We're been MJBizCon forums all day, mostly about marketing and business, which I focused on mostly. And I got Kim right here, the Texas
Hemp Housewife.
Hemp Housewife.
Yes.
Because you're from Texas.
Yes,
Sorry.
and I think you were going to say that I'm the host of the Texas State Takeover. I think that's where you were trying to go. That's all
as we
good.
were walking back from my extremely large dab, that's where I think you were trying to go.
We had a couple of those. Thank you
for
sharing.
Good, by the way. That was Thrive Dispensaries, which is right across this Circus, so right behind the strip.
All right, yeah, I'll have to go check that out. I went to the consumption lounge at Planet 13 last night with my husband, and that was kind of cool.
And what did you think about it?
I thought it was a really cool experience. We had a lot of fun. It did remind me of like going to the bar and like just meeting random people sitting at the bar talking to them. But there was no alcohol. It was all drinking THC, and we were smoking pre-rolls. It was a whole vibe.
Yeah, well, it's funny you said drinking THC. I actually just interviewed on the 30th this Saturday a guy who's in Virginia who created his first hemp seltzer. So it's just hemp and carbonation, and it's light, it's flavorful, and he actually has a patent on it, and it's really cool. And it's called Mountain High Seltzer.
Okay, very cool.
And you should definitely check that out.
Okay, I'll have
if
to
you
look
like
into that.
those flavored,
So,
infused seltzers and stuff.
I love beverages. I don't know if you know, but I own a distribution company in Texas where we distribute THC beverages. That's all we sell. And so I love hearing about anybody that has a new seltzer or a little shot thing, or something that's really cool right now you see a lot of is the larger format 750 ml, so like the standard size of an alcohol bottle. You're seeing a lot of that out on the market right now, and so I love beverages. I think that's really cool.
That's cool. I did not know that about you. That is awesome, and congratulations for your success in doing stuff like that. I think that is amazing. Now, I want to talk a little bit about marketing and strategy. I wish more people would go to these forums because it's something that I preach to. We talked today about authenticity, storytelling, marketing, defending yourself, taking yourself seriously. You talked a little bit about your story about how you kind of fell into this. I think sometimes a lot of people fall into it.
Yeah.
Talk about the rise and the importance of, right off the bat, if you're going to create a social media account, to try to do something with it as a brand, as a business, why is it important that your image, your voice is so transparent?
Yeah. So I think the term we were using earlier was accidental influencer, because I never thought that this would turn into all of this. And it was all because of this plant. I talked a little bit about how this plant saved my life, and so much about my message of being the hemp housewife, and my tagline being "Mama Needs a Minute," is, taking those moments to ourselves, and we can be funny about it. All of my packaging is inspiring to women. There's positive affirmations on it. No other pre-roll out there tells you that you're a bad bitch, or that you are enough, that you are loved, that you got this, you are resilient, and that it's because of this plant. So we're no longer going to accept the negative stigma placed on us for using this plant for overall health and wellness. And so I've really put a lot of effort into empowering women with my brand and my product, and other women and even men, they follow me because of that. And that's where I started getting these brand deals. We licensed out the Hemp Housewife, Mama Needs a Minute, and it's just because I have built that community from that first time I was like, hey, Mama Needs a Minute, and people are like, hey, that's genius, why don't you just run with that? And I'm kept on doing it, so that's where we are today.
I think that's awesome, and I think it also shows too that you can take simple moments and situations and then turn them into a legacy like that. It was at one point just taking a minute to yourself, and now it's turned into a full brand and a platform that you stand on to empower others.
And a whole community of people out there that wholeheartedly believe that. And it's not just about Mama needing a minute. It's for all the women that message me every day thanking me for being that voice for them, because so many people feel kind of powerless and like they cannot talk about that they're out here using cannabis. Again, I said this saved my life because I think we're all kind of going through a mental health crisis back around during the pandemic, and that's whenever I was experimenting real heavy with cannabis, probably overindulging in it, and then alcohol was a big problem in my life. I am proud to say that in just another week, on December 18th, I'll be 1 year no alcohol.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Love it so much.
That
Love that
is
for
really
me.
cool.
Love that for everybody in my life too. Love that for my husband. My husband's back here behind
Yeah,
the camera. He's like, I'm loving it too.
If Lacey
So
was here, he would be like a mirror, or she would be a mirror
I
image
know.
of
I
him
wish she
because
was here.
They do the exact same things. He's a hard worker. He's doing
Yeah.
all the videos, the photos.
Yes.
And that's
he
what,
is.
that's what, you know, and that's another thing too, is when it comes to building a brand, it's about team. It's
Yes.
about commitment, you know, and when you have, especially I think when you work with your spouse and you guys are very aligned, it just makes things way easier because it's all from the same household. So the
Yeah.
drive's going to be more.
Yes.
And like just like me and Lacey are, we're like a yin and yang. You know, where I lack, you know, she gains, and vice versa.
Right.
You know, talk a little bit about women and the equality for cannabis marketing and strategy going forward. Because there's a lot of talks this time on the forums about women and equality and cannabis marketing.
Yeah, so on the marketing side, I haven't got to go to any of the other forums. I'm really excited to go see because there are a lot of them that are going to be on equity and equality for women in this industry. But as far as like marketing, you know, we were talking about being authentic, making sure that any brands, and even if you're a brand or an influencer, that you and them align together in what your message is. I know myself and the people on the panel I was on today, we talked about whenever brands come to us, we ask the brands like, well, what are you here for? Like, why are you doing this? Because we really want to get to understand what's their whole mission at the end of the day. Women are, I haven't looked at the statistics recently, but you know, this industry, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of us out here who are creating our own empires, or hempires even. I'm in Texas, so we have to deal with hemp. In their own communities. You have the ladies with Blunt Brunch. They have a huge community. They're doing their event this evening. And you see how big that is and how much their community has grown, and that's because they have stayed authentic and they're very consistent in what they're doing. That's another big thing if you're going to be doing this, staying consistent. And like I've said, you got to see how beautiful their thing is that they have built over there at Blunt Brunch. But yeah, women, we have got to stick together out here. Let's come together about collaboration and partnership. Because every time I see another woman in this industry like doing something really cool, I'm like, I love that for them so much.
Yeah, and the power to be able to create, and like this is, I think, a 56-point-something billion industry per year.
Yeah.
And there's still opportunity in the market to kind of niche out your place in this because it's still so undiscovered. And even though, what do you call it? Hold on, I want to make sure she's good with the dog. Honey,
okay.
Down, all the way down. Sometimes she gets excited. And sometimes, hold on, because that's not a service dog, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's why I have problems with my animal. Honey, down, all the way. Honey, down, please. And that's why I have problems sometimes with my dog, and my dog gets questioned because it's like,
Yeah, that
you know
wasn't
what I mean?
cool.
It's just one of those things. It's just like negligent. You don't know where your dog is. You don't know what he's doing. But
Yeah.
anyways, back to the topic.
And we're back.
And we're back. Yeah, people need to be more responsive.
Also, I just want everyone to know we had a couple of dab hits before this, and yeah, hopefully I hope I'm not like talking too much.
No,
That's all.
I like it. You know, the idea is we want
We're
to
being authentic right now, people.
Yeah, and we want to educate people, especially the
Yeah.
audience, and be able to help them make smart decisions because when you can elevate yourself, even like with our road show this year, we had a lot of great sponsors who helped fund that. Without their
Yeah.
funding, we wouldn't be able to do the road show. And we like you know, it's strategic partnerships. It's being able to work together,
Yeah.
working together in tough environments, you know, capitalizing on that. For your brand and for other people out there, what would be the most important thing you think you could educate people on as far as authenticity and self?
The most important thing, I don't even want to say it's that I can educate people on. It's just, I guess I'll kind of leave here with just some words of encouragement, really.
Yeah.
You know, just go out there and do it. Don't be afraid to post the content. Don't be afraid to say I'm an influencer. I know we talked about that earlier when we're just like, I sometimes am embarrassed to say that, but I mean, it is what it is. It's what I'm doing. And don't worry about what everybody else thinks about you. We get in our heads so much, and we let the opinions of others keep us from being so incredible. I'm guilty of it myself. I mean, I've had imposter syndrome coming here this whole entire week, and when I got on that stage today, all my fears I had like went away. I was not nervous at all. I was like really excited. The crowd was incredible, y'all. We got to come together as a community and just continue doing what you're doing. And thank you for having me so much. Thank you. It's so good to meet you.
Well, thanks for taking the time. And one of the biggest things I think that we talked about is the ability to keep pushing forward. And if a lot of these people you look at, you're also looking at years of doing the same thing over and over again. So also, to what you said, is you gotta take yourself serious enough to be consistent, to show up.
Yeah.
And it's so funny you mentioned that imposter syndrome and coming here, because literally, to throw myself under the bus, I was literally telling Lacey, I just feel like worthless. I'm trying to figure out my value and everything like this. And she's like, shut up, don't do that. And then just like with you, getting on stage, starting to do my podcast, I don't feel that way. You know what I mean? It's coming out here and just showing you got the ability to just show up and to come to these type of arenas and put yourself out there is value enough for the right people. And I think when you go to these things, you need to go where the pioneers are, where the people are. Make sure you come to Josh's Josh Kesselman's Raw.
Okay, yeah.
HBI. He's speaking at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
All about storytelling and brand building, and I think it'd be great.
Oh, that does sound like a good one.
Because I interview him each year, which he called me out for my 3rd interview with him, so that's coming.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. But make sure you come to that, because...
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I know it takes money to come here, but the extra money you spend on these forums, that's where the answers lie, I feel like.
I feel like there's a great crowd out here today with all the forums. I'm excited for this show this year, for sure.
To wrap things up, how can people support you and find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. My handle is @the Hemp Housewife, and then I'm on Facebook if that's your thing. I've got the Hemp Housewife on Facebook. I do a little bit of TikTok. If you type in the Hemp Housewife, you'll find me over on TikTok.
Perfect.
And then thehemphousewife.com.
All right. Yeah. Well, make sure you give her a follow. We're going to see you guys at Glitz and Glam, and then we're going to head over to the Sensi magazine party. Yes. We will see you guys real soon.